So my father is a prime example of humility, shift in the world at least. When I talk about humility, I mean the case of a big I in society. People have always wanted others to believe themselves as not an individual society, yet as their own person, obviously. In history, it's also shown up that way, um, which they are, yet it seems that sometimes it is taken too far for certain people. They're constantly told they're good enough, they're constantly told anything they do will just be good enough for the project at hand. They don't think that they need anyone's help in any situation, and they believe that their way is the only way to do things. Essentially, they never really seem to tackle problems about their own weaknesses, and they tend to shy away from difficult problems that would grow them as a person. A lot of people are very guilty of that situation. Some people far worse than others, some not. Um, so they never really reach out to the community or the individuals for help, and they just simply let issues be. They simply focus on what they can do to further themselves in life. Um, they look to their own achievements and pay no mind to the individual's achievements, and that's just not right in some situations. My father never really had serious problems with humility. He never used to think of himself so highly that he would forget about other people there that would help him. Yet he still thought that the problems needed to be tackled alone and without help, even simple situations. Um, he really had a harder time in the early 20s and his 20s with his idea, like with the humility idea. Simple problems such as like house renovations or even like college parties, he used to struggle with. And even more personal subjects. He struggled with like addictions, whether it be alcohol, slight addiction to that, or whatnot, and life problems such as partying in college. And he felt like he just wasn't doing much with life at that point in his time. Um, he never really tried to talk with anybody in his thoughts or troubles with his party or personal life at that time. Many people just tried to steer him the right way. Many people tried to steer him to the church, and that never really seemed to work out for him. Um, Yet he would let others know. I mean, during his 30s though, he stopped the party life and decided to really settle down to raise a family, raise me and my sister. Um, that went well for him, yet he could still feel like he was missing something in life. He was just missing something that was substantial to him. Um, he would essentially, I mean, that went well for him, yet he would still feel like he was just missing something particular. He wasn't really extremely into himself. He didn't really see himself above others necessarily, but um, he would still talk about it. He would let other people know of his accomplishments in life or his accomplishments after college because he's got a pretty solid job. He would talk about his job. He would talk about his friends' jobs sometimes, but rarely. He's a great guy, but he was kind of into himself during his 30s. Finally, though, in his early 40s, he really just decided to pick up the Bible. Um, and with an open mind, as a matter of fact, and he just thought it was fantastic. Life showed him that he really needed something strong to lean on. Um, he decided that the God was there for him, and that God will always be there for him, and that excited him. Some person or being that was always there for you was really exciting to him. Um, the Bible gave him a new sense and a new hope to his life, and that definitely made him better. It made him grow. He lives to the Bible and lives at the church several days of the week. It seems like he's always there, constantly doing stuff with the church community. It's been about 6 years now, and he has grown from an I man to a really we man from the Word of God. He was shown that the right way to live and love others around him through the Bible texts, and he no longer boasts of his own accomplishments, but mainly the accomplishments of the church and community. He has a new sense to live, and that really excites him every day, I would say. So that's my father, Brad Fowler, and that's how his whole his whole life changed on a humility shift.